Hello there everyone and welcome to another video here on our channel. I am the FIFA analyst and today we have got another FIFA 20 coaching session for you. Before we go into it though, I do just want to grab your attention and say a massive thank you for all of the support on the videos recently. We've recently just hit 14,000 subscribers, which is crazy. A lot of you guys have been asking, is there any way that we can actually support you directly? So I have decided to come up with something that can give something back to you guys as well as you supporting me. I have teamed up with Roma Zelonius and Jambu, a professional FIFA player and a professional FIFA coach, to create a Patreon page to give you guys the best tips, the best gameplay tips, help with your teams, custom tactics advice, absolutely everything. You name it, it is on there. So a link is in the description. So if you are interested in that, the tiers are very, very well priced. I'd recommend you head on over, just take a look. If it is something of interest, then just drop me a message if you need any advice on that and I'm happy to answer them for you. Today we are taking a look at David to see how he can improve to go from gold 2, looking at making that move up into gold 1. Has got a very strong team, so we go through, we dissect the game from division rivals. If you do enjoy the video, please do let me know by dropping a like, and you can also subscribe to the channel. We do upload every day at 5 PM. We do also stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 PM UK time. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. I hope you guys enjoy. So we're going to start off this session with actually a bit of praise, to be honest with you, David, which I really like from you here. Just winning the ball back with Alan. What do you actually do? You close the passing lane and you put the pressure on the ball holder as soon as you realise that that passing lane is closed. So you move Alan up. You can clearly see now if this guy wants to play that pass there, it's no longer on. He does have the pass into Adama, or we can look at coming across there. What I like is that you're being quite aggressive in this sort of area. So you just charge directly at the Thiago to win the ball back. I'd have a little bit more of a concern if, say, we were doing this in this sort of area and you were charging there, just because obviously you're leaving up a bit of space. But if he does play that pass into there, he should be okay to kind of come up and cover with it. So the actual pressure that you put on there is brilliant to win the ball back. Obviously, he takes that touch up to make sure you do it. Then play the ball into Pele. Let's see exactly what you do here. Lovely ball roll. Unlucky. The ball roll was well timed, to be honest with you. I don't think there was anything too much that was, too indifferent on what you could have done there. The ball roll upwards. I think maybe the ball roll upwards, if you say you're a bit predictable in attack, you've just done a skill move to bring the ball up this way. You could look at doing a fake shot on like the 45-degree angle to bring you back down that way, and then you can work it up into the middle here. You then probably have to look for the near post as a possibility. You do have that kind of as an option to kind of do the little fake shot into that area, but it was good defending from the PK. But I'm just happy that you started off the game there with winning the ball back straight away from the opponent. So we're going to make our first couple of mistakes in this game. You play the pass into Alan, and then you play the pass into Neymar. Now what I don't like here is that you're trying to play the pass into the runner, which makes sense because he has stepped up with the capper, so the right back. So he's leaving you this space to run into. I touch on it a lot within my videos. However, you try and play the pass when your Neymar is facing the wrong way. Passes, when you try and do this, are very inconsistent and very difficult to pull off. What I'd recommend is just being a little bit more composed here, taking a touch into this direction, hold L2 as you are doing it, just because you've got a defender on the back of you. You hold L2, it shields the ball, and then you can play that triangle through ball directly into there. Obviously, for anyone that's watching this on Xbox, you play a Y through ball. And that then sees you keep the ball. Obviously, you've given it away cheaply there. Now, so that's the first mistake. Boom, giving the ball away. Mistake number 2. Comes in, he plays the pass into the middle. I've already touched on this in many, many videos. I will grab a clip for you and I will show you exactly how you can not do what you do and how you should be defending. I'll grab that and put that over the screen in just a second for you. But what you do here is with the Militao is you go and just charge at him so much. And what that's actually doing is it's saying to him, you've got this space to run into. So if he wants to play that 1-2, he's got that because Rodrigo will go there. If he does that and you give up this space because you've pulled the Militao up there, PK then has a decision. PK can either cover the near post and try and send him up to that way, or PK has to try and cover down that way. So it's a bit of a catch-22 because it's very difficult to do that as one player. You can just see there now in your mind, you're thinking, do I cover this pass or do I come up this way? What do you do? It's very difficult. He takes the touch. He then goes for a far post finish, which is an absolute massive letdown. You've done what I really, really don't like players to do in FIFA, which is where you press tackle in a panic tackle. You've done it because you've given up this space. You don't know what's going to happen. You really don't want him to get the shot off. You've basically just tackled in a hit and hope to try and win the ball there, which obviously he then gets a penalty from. Clear penalty. Imagine it's a yellow card. We can have a yellow card. No yellow card. Okay, lucky one there. And then let's see if he puts the penalty away. I'd probably imagine he would, but let's see. Okay, good penalty there. Good penalty. So we started off the game well. We covered the passing lane. We went and took the ball directly off the player. We've then given the ball away pretty cheaply. We didn't need to do it. And then we've given away a cheap goal via bad defending as well. So from that, you do what I like on kickoff. You get the ball down the wings and you just try and get going. You do a brilliant little fake shot here just to dupe the defender. You get a pass again. Now this is where when you say that you're a bit predictable in attack, there's a couple of options you can do here. You obviously can come up this way or you can come up that way. This way is where most people are going to expect you to go. Not many people expect you to come into that space. What I'd look at doing here is a ball roll to the left. So hold the right analog stick. So right stick to the left for about 1 second or just under 1 second. And what you'll do is you will juke that defender. He will commit and overcommit and take him out of the game. Then all you've got to do is beat this one. So you can beat that one by then playing the pass into the Pele. Instead, we kind of run forward. Can you see how he's expected you to defend there? And you just keep running, keep running. Again, you can do another ball roll here if you wanted to. He gets to tackle him. Everyone expects you in these sort of situations, as a whole, because people don't see this area as an attacking threat. You just see how he's gone and he tried to cover that runner. Head into this direction. Use the full byline. If you can do that, you'll create so much more room inside the box and you won't give the ball away. A little bit unfortunate. Obviously, the guy does defend in a very unorthodox way, though. But obviously, he does win the ball back. So just another thing for you here, David. We're 1-0 down. I hate these sort of passes, if I'm honest with you, for the simple fact of, regardless of whether you're 1-0 down, 2-0 up, anything like that, I just think it's such a cheap way to give the ball away. Here, I understand you're probably trying to play this pass into Ronaldinho, but what can happen is you've probably angled the stick this way. The game then has got to interpret whether it thinks you're trying to play the pass into Ronaldinho or into the man next to him. And it's a little bit hit and miss, so you just need to be a little bit more cautious with these. You're not under any pressure. You've got a bit of time. You can come up here and then you can lay the ball back to Keane and then try and use your right back, or you can switch it over to the left-hand side. But doing that, to me, is just such an easy way to give the ball away. I really don't like it. So let's just try and think in your half and the third of their pitch. Don't make those sort of passes. If you did that in an attack, I'd be a little bit more, if you're on the final third, so if you're outside their box, I'm a little bit more lenient with it, because at the end of the day, you've got to move the ball around quicker in those sort of areas. But inside your half, you can be a lot more patient with it, like you are being now, to build the ball up to where you want it to be. So you say about being predictable in attack. This attack that you pull up here has actually worked really well. You kind of get a lot of players involved. Play the ball into Messi, into the middle, then into Pele, and this is the crucial area. Now, the actual fake shot that you do has done that defender really easily. At the minute, I would be saying that you should be winning this game just because of the quality of opponent. I mean, by the end of the game, you should win it. He makes a big mistake by switching to the PK, and then he stands up against Bartra. He's then got a choice. He can cover you this way, or he can cover you that way. He decides to go with the way up. Obviously, you do the fake shot. What I'd recommend here, you've got the time to do it. You've got Pele. I know you probably think Pele should be burying this chance. But I think if you take one more touch and run that way, Pele can smash that on the outside of his boot into the near post. You are right in thinking that the near post was the better option there. I've got no issue with that. And your actual predictability, you make this difficult. Like, this is a good little skill move. A lot of people here might ball rolled up that way or just carried on running that way and looked for the finish there. So I like that you added that in. I just feel like we need to be a little bit more composed. You've got the room to go and take another touch and then smash it near post. If he was a little bit closer to you, so say if he was a bit more touch tighter, I could understand you hitting it first time there, but you've just created a really good opportunity. I'd like to see you be a little bit more composed there. So when you get into this side area of the box, always just take that split-second decision to think, take a touch, pass it, if this pass was on or something like that. Whatever you can do to increase your chance of scoring. At the minute, yes, Pele's got a fantastic weak foot, but I still think taking that touch, trying to get out on his right foot and then smashing it into that near post is going to be your go-to option. I think that would make it 1-1 then, especially when you're not up against the greatest of keepers either. So you're going to grab a goal now, make it 1-1. I like that you go short on the corner. Corners are useless this year. To drag back, that's done you really, really well there. You've created the space yourself, which is proper good stuff. So you play the pass onto the edge into Allen. Again, this guy's defending's a little bit dubious, but you pull the drag back into this area, which is so crucial because you've got that near post as an option. Now, I think the finish is a questionable choice because although it probably does go in 9 times out of 10. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna retract myself there. I think you are right. Only reason why I say that is because I think if you were a little bit closer to here, I think the near post is the better option because obviously that angle's too far. But given that you're a bit more central to the goal, Neymar can get his foot around it. I think if you go for the near post there, the keeper might save it. So to be honest, yeah, I'm going to say you've took the right option there. But a good finish. And as I said, the drag back, when you say about being predictable in attack, you've done really well there to not be predictable. I mean, a lot of people will read that, don't get me wrong, but you've just created that little bit of space for you. The guy doesn't read it, and then boom, you made it 1-1. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs here. I say this a lot in these coaching sessions. You work the ball. What are we doing? What are we doing? You've just done really well to get the ball down here. You send Neymar on a run by pressing L1. You do the little drag back. This guy's now got his fullback out of position. Carry on utilising that space. Carry on running down the line. Look for the Pele if you want. Use a screen, it'll come back. Could have used it. You could have carried on running. You could have used the Pele. Instead, you make a silly little pass, and then they just grab it straight back. I think it's just poor management there. Poor management with the ball. So that's twice now we've done that. Okay, this is the 3rd time now, David. What are we doing? Take a touch. Take a touch. Be a little bit more composed. This is one of the things that I notice with goal players, right? Is that you rush chances so much. You've just won the ball back, man. Like, just be more composed in that sort of area. Again, if this was on the edge of his box, I have more sympathy for you. You've just won the ball back from defending really well. It's the 29th minute. It's 1-1. You say you struggle, being predictable in attack. Well, the problem is that you're not having enough attacks as it stands to be not predictable. So you haven't got more variety in attack. Take the touch. Go and get the Messi involved. Go and get the Neymar involved. Whatever you want to do. But we don't need to rush this chance. Like, you're just giving the ball back straight to him. He's just giving it you cheaply. You cannot give it him back the way we can as well. So here, good defending with the PK. The defending with Militao is a little bit questionable. And the reason for that is because what he does you with is a heel-to-heel. Just think he's probably going to be running that way most of the time. He hasn't really got this runner on just yet. That animation, always try and keep your eye on the animation as much as you can. He could possibly go for a drag back, and if he does, you'll see the animation. He'll do the drag back into that way, and that's when you defend by covering that. But if you watch the heel-to-heel animation, he's always going to go that way. Well, not even the heel-to-heel, sorry, it's the fake shot that they can do. And then obviously that does you. You do redeem yourself well, though, by standing up tall. You don't dive in, and then you win the ball back. So you redeemed yourself there. Good stuff. Okay, so you may get a little bit of a mistake here. What you do is you start sending Semedo on a run. I don't know if you've pressed L1 or what. Or if you've got, I don't know if you've maybe got Semedo unbalanced. But what's happened is that Semedo and Messi are running, which is kind of rightly so, because he's pulled his left back out of position. But he has now got 3 players right on your keen. If you want to get the ball to these 2, you have to do either an L1 and triangle, or a little dink pass with square. You've got to loft this over them. There's no way you can play this on the ground. For me, I personally would look at this and I would say 3 players, too risky. Bring it to the centre-back, switch it over to the left-hand side, work down the left. It's a very risky pass to play there, which then leaves you, because you've not got your full-back there, he's now got this space to run into. You've currently got 3 at the back. You've got your left-back and your 2 centre-backs. Let's see what he does with it. Let's see how you defend it. Unlucky. Okay. Fine on that front. Obviously, you came in across with Allen and got the tackle in, which I think you probably should win, to be fair. I'd like to see you here switch to the Militao, though.
This needs to be your main priority here, seeing that pass. You've covered this pass with the PK and he's borderline offside. This needs to be the next move, in my opinion. You go and then put the pressure on. He shouldn't really be taking the shot there. The logical thing for him to do there is to just play that pass into Adama Traore, in my opinion. Reason being is that Adama Traore is running into the box, and that's so hard to defend. You need to switch to Militao. If you would have played that pass to there, the switch to Militao then would have been too late. You would have smashed that in at the near post. You need to switch to the Militao earlier and get Militao to basically move up to here. Hold L2 to make yourself big and jockey, and just try and block the shot that's going to come in. So from this, we actually nearly conceded another goal. Luckily enough that crosses aren't that strong this year. You play a very questionable pass with ter Stegen to Semedo, and then it means you play it first time and you lose the ball directly from it. This is now going to be the third or fourth time where we've given the ball away, and that has nearly cost you. You've nearly gone down to 2-1 there. So if you would have done that in Champs, you would have been really, really annoyed with yourself, probably because of the pass more than anything. What I'd be saying here is that you've dropped it to the feet with ter Stegen, which is okay, but you've played an R1 and an X pass, which is a low driven, where they rifle it at them. If you're going to do that, you have to know you've got the room to take a touch, which you do have. Even when I take a touch, they're still going to spoon it, by the way, because R1 and X is like that this year. But what you do is you play the pass first time. You try and play to Messi. It's just so risky. Like, you're in an area where you need to just now build up another attack, as I've said. But because you've played that pass first time, you've given it away. He then runs down the line. You try and predict with Mane. He tries to cross. Any other FIFA, that's probably a goal, in all honesty. You do so well here, David. I really, really like how you build this up. Coming directly from a goal kick, you work it into middle to Keane, you use the fullback, as I said, I preach fullbacks. You play an L1 pass with Messi, which means Messi's now going to start making the run. You come back in, you play the pass into Keane, and then you send Messi. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. The ball roll is fine. You want to get into this area, I understand that. This pass, this year, right, R1 and X do not work 9 times out of 10. You're trying such an optimistic pass. Whether you go for the Ronaldinho or the Pele, neither of it's going to work, if I'm honest with you. What you want to be looking at doing here, probably for me, I'd carry on going down the line just because I like going down the line. But you can cut back in, carry on running forwards a bit. Carry on running forwards a bit. He then has to make a decision to commit to you with PK. When you say about unpredictable, you could then do another ball roll. You could do a fake shot. You can do whatever skill move you want, in a sense, to get it back into this area if he comes and stands up with you. What I don't want you to do is to do what you did, because it was just a silly way to give the ball away. Let's see if you get anything here. This year, I feel like because drag backs are so strong, obviously people watch the videos, people watch everyone else, and they hear drag back, drag back, drag back. What happens is people drag back into the opponent. You literally could have played that pass first time. Right, take touch and then play the pass. If you want to drag back here, you have to drag back into this way. You drag back up, back towards the PK, and you just give him the ball back. So what I want you to do in future is to really think about the exit of the drag back and where is the space. I will be doing a separate video on it, but when you drag back, you always want to drag back into space, not into the area. So going into there is too risky. Going into there is too risky. You can drag back and come back this way if you wanted to, because there's a bit of space there. But the drag back to there is better. Personally, I would have took the touch and then laid it off straight away. Pele can then do like a first time fake shot to try and get into this sort of position and then take the shot at the near post. But unlucky, got into the right area, but just didn't execute the final bit very well. Okay, so this is where I want to give you praise for the drag back, because what I've just spoken about, you've done perfectly with it. Play the pass into the middle, get Ronaldinho involved in the second, I believe, and I come back into Keane. But it's this here. So you duke it up that way. You kind of realise that at the minute, this pass is risky, that pass is risky. You can play back to centre back if you want, but you want to drag back into the space. The guy overcommits. You then play the pass into the middle. Ronaldinho makes a run. Lovely bit of dribbling. Well-timed pass. I think that sort of finish, I would never have tried myself. I would never try a low driven there. Low drivens this year are ineffective. So, good finish on your end. For me, though, I think the better thing for you to do is a fake shot stop. Square, X, send the defender running, lay the ball off with a simple X pass into Pele, who then taps that one in. That increases your chances of scoring, in my opinion. I actually think that shot there with Ronaldinho is quite lucky in a sense. Yes, near post is strong, but come on, we'd expect the keeper to save that, wouldn't we? If that was to Stegen, would he save that? I'd imagine so. But either way, you now go in at half-time with your 2-1 lead, which is obviously fantastic. You took the chance well. I would probably just say that fake shot, looking for that pass across. So you know how early on I've already spoken to you about taking that half a second to analyse what's around in the box before you would normally do what you would normally do. I feel like that is one of the perfect examples for it. If your normal mentality here is to shoot, here, take a half a second because you might take that extra touch, but then before you click shoot, you lay off that pass. And I feel like that increases your chances of getting the goal. But good stuff anyway. So you do go in at half time with the lead. You have had 54% possession, which is okay. 89% pass accuracy. So you know how I've already spoken to you about how you have given the ball away cheaply so far in this game. I would like to see this pass accuracy over 90%, especially with the players and the calibre of players that we've got. I feel like your passing should be a little bit stronger than what it has been. You work an absolutely beautiful chance here. The McGeady spin, alright, fine. But this is flipping beautiful. Watch this. Woo! Dusted him. You did the hard work though, and now you've messed it up. Messed it up there, didn't we? Watch it again. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dribbling. Lovely. That touch is orgasmic. The Pele touch is a bit of a letdown, right? But I feel like you've got room to take another touch there and smash that near post. Far post obviously isn't kind of the way to shoot in FIFA this year. Near post is king. That is fantastic, that is. I feel like here, take that extra touch into there, bring it in at that near post. Excuse the quality. It's ridiculous when it does it, isn't it? So, real fantastic. You say about being unpredictable, that's what you struggle with. That was unreal. You haven't done that so far in this game, so that guy didn't expect it. But you just need to be that little bit more composed there to get that in. You want to be aiming for near post there, honestly. You want to get the angle right so you can go for a near post finish. And you'll make that 3-1. You make that 3-1. So you grab a goal here anyway, making it 3-1. I like what you do. It's what I tend to do on corners. You always try and find that little man in the box. It's a lovely finish from Pele as well. Obviously, that's a calibre of player that's got that goal for you. You know, obviously, if that was, normal Ben Yedder or something, I don't think they score that. So, good stuff, good stuff. So, you're now going to concede a goal. I'll grab a clip for you, and I'll put it in here as well. This sort of area, you do not need to go and put pressure on this ball holder. Yes, if you win it back, you win the ball back quick, the guy doesn't have the ball. But the problem is that when you do this, you then say to the opposition, fancy running into that space, mate, because I'm not really that bothered. I'm going to send my right back so far up that that's just said, Mane, get going. Mado's not going to catch up. So he gets going, giving up the space. I don't know what he's done there. I don't know how it's worked, but it has. I'm not really too concerned with what's happened after it because I just feel like you're a little bit unfortunate that the ball falls to the Adama. You do play a switch. You panic switch one more time though. So we'll look at that in a sec. But as I said, this is where the issue lies here, is that this chance wouldn't have been given up if for the second time this game you weren't so aggressive and you didn't give up this space in behind. We've done it once with Militao. We've now done it with Semedo. As I said, the choice for this guy to do this was very, very optimistic. You do, however, you switch to the PK, which is great, but then you switch back off him and you go back to the Militao. Boom. That costs you there. If you stuck with the PK, there's a chance that you get a block in. Very unlikely, but there is a chance. So 3-2, sorry, anyway. You've still got the lead. Let's see how you see out this game. Perfectly. You switch it from the left-hand side because you realise there's not much going on You work it over to the right-hand side. You get your fullback involved, which is a preach, absolute preach. I love it, love it. Lovely little drag back with Pele. Plays it across. Pass, a little bit lucky. Shot, goal. So, the build-up was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You say that you think you're a little bit predictable in attack. I don't necessarily think you are. I think you're making it hard for this guy to defend. However, here, this is where we've tried to snatch at it a little bit. You've got a simple pass on to Ronaldinho. You get lucky that this ball bounces back for you straight away, as it does. What I would like to know, so you'll have to let me know, is when you played this shot, were you trying to tackle, or were you anticipating that you'd get that ball, take a touch, and then you've shot straight away? You've either pressed tackle because he's won the ball, or you've anticipated you to take a touch and then smash it in. As I said, I personally would like us to be more composed, lay the ball off to Ronaldinho for the tap-in. You do get very lucky that the ball gets blocked by the defender and falls back to him. Now, obviously, if the defender wasn't there, the keeper wasn't saving it, still would have been a goal, still would have been the same outcome. But obviously, it is FIFA, ball does get blocked on a regular. So, lucky that it did fall to you. 4-2, 68th minute, 20 minutes left. What do we do to see this game out? You've just done the hard work, right? The guy gives us the ball back straight away. We then come down and give the ball away from that. Understand to a certain degree. What I don't like here is where you mess up, is that you're a bit aggressive in the middle there. But look how long you stick with this Allen. I mean, the finish from Balassi, right, is just next level. But it's this here that I don't like. It's the movement with Allen, and then it's how long we stick with the Allen. So, at the minute, you kind of put the pressure on the ball holder and then you back off, which then gives that little bit of movement for Mane to get through. Here, though, you've got an issue. Mane is going to be running through. Yes, he's got this runner there. You need to switch to this PK. Right stick, left changes you to PK. Then PK can come over and he can stand up Mane. Mane wants to go there, that's fine. PK can match him and stay touch tight. Because you don't, the AI don't do it for you. Excuse the screen. It'll fix itself in a second, I promise. The AI aren't going to stick touch tight. That's just no way they don't. I have done a video on it as well, actually. So I'd recommend you watch that. I'll give you a link for it on how to defend post-patch. And then you can't just stick with these here. At the minute, you're not influencing the game. You're not marking a runner. Yes, this one's coming in, but Allen will be there to switch to it anyway. You need to stop this Mane from getting into that space. Switch to PK, move PK over ever so slightly, and be there to put the pressure on him. He doesn't do it. He goes into his own little world. Balassi then pops that into the back of the net with a lovely, lovely back heel. Yes, we did give the ball away again. I'm a little bit more lenient on how you gave the ball away there because there wasn't much on. I'm not happy with that though, right? If this is FUT Champs and you want to improve from your current Gold 2 state, get a control of the game. You've just given the ball away. Like, no need whatsoever. Get a control of the game. It's a 72nd minute. This guy's got the momentum now. All you need to do is take the sting out of the game. Stand up, hold the ball. Don't have to go into the corners or anything, but just be a little bit more cautious about these passes. So I actually like that you do get the fullbacks involved a lot. I really, really do. Here you get into a really good situation. I think you're a little bit unfortunate that the pass doesn't work out for you. I don't know if you try and go to the man at the back stick, whether you try to go man at the near post. What I probably would say, though, is here, you want to try and juke this defender. Earlier on, we said about the fake shot stop. You could do that again. Fake shot stop, bait that defender in, lay it off to Messi. If you are going to play the pass, it has to be a pass straight backwards. By the looks of it, you've tried to play it across there. When it's marked, keep an eye on the opponent's cursor. A little bit unfortunate. But again, I'd like that you're using the fullbacks. Alright, 84th minute now. Again. Patience, dude. Patience. We don't have any need to really, really rush here to try and get forward and grab another goal. You're winning 4-3. This is FUT Champs. You need to just put your foot on the game. Tell the guy, you want to get the ball, you've got to work for it. Come back into the centre mid. Work it over to the centre mid. Just be patient with it. We don't need to do what we've just done there. You literally win the ball back from him trying to counter attack on you. You defend really well, actually. You switch to the Militao, you step up, win the ball. Why do you think that's like? To me, if this player was here, yeah, you can play that pass, but he's covered it. Like, that pass is no longer on. Patient with it. You know, for me now, like, if you go and concede, I've got kind of no sympathy because you've given the ball away so cheaply, which is like what, the 5th time. You've literally seen the game out now. It's the 90th minute, and look what we do again. You want to be glad that this opponent hasn't been the greatest. If we saw a FUT Champs game here, David, I feel like there's no way that you play like this. Surely. Just be patient with it, dude. Be patient with it. You got time to come up. Just keep taking the sting out of the game, man. Keep taking the sting out of the game. You're lucky that the guy gives you the ball back straight away. So that's how the game's going to finish anyway. 4-3. I feel like we're a little bit lucky to see that game out, if I'm honest. And the reason being is just obviously the lack of game management that we've got. That guy had 85 pass accuracy. You had 89. I don't feel like you ever really got a control on that game. I feel like you should have been holding the ball a little bit more and a little bit more efficiently. I like that you get the fullbacks involved a lot. We were a little bit aggressive with defence at times where we were, trying to get the tackle in with the ball holder and leaving the gap in behind. And then we were just a little bit silly when it came into the final third in terms of, the pass selection to the R1 and X example that we had, where we could have laid the ball off, but we chose to shoot and luckily enough got the rebound. Overall, when it comes to being predictable in attack, the way you don't be predictable is by mixing them up. So using the ball through the middle, using the ball through the wing, which I've seen you do, and then also going to the byline as well. You can also add first-time fake shots into your game, and the best time to play them is when you play a pass into your striker, inside the box, back to goal, first-time fake shot. Either way, Duke's the defender. It's very hard for them to defend, and then you can get the shot off as well. I would say try and look for the near post finishes a little bit more. Sometimes the finishing that we chose, we weren't really prioritising the near post. We're a little bit silly on that front in terms of trying to go for shots that aren't as effective this year. Obviously, the goal with Ronaldinho, the near post finish was fantastic, but I feel like there we could have been a little bit more composed and laid the ball off by doing that fake shot stop and then passing it over to the Pele. As I said, if that was a better keeper, I don't feel like that goal goes in. Other than that, though, David, not a bad game from yourself. Honestly, I do think you can start hitting the gold one quite comfortably, really. If you implement the simple steps, I imagine if it's weekend league, you probably lose your head quite a bit and you pass the ball away like you have done there and give people free goals. You give people free goals from it. Focus up. You can't do it. You've got this, no man. Thank you very much for tuning in, buddy. I do appreciate it. Everyone else on YouTube, thank you for supporting the videos. If you did enjoy, please let me know by dropping a like and put your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'll catch all you guys in the next one.